So welcome back everyone. We will now not wait for the students who are not joining the class right now. Let us understand the term that is the development and resources, or else resources and development. Okay. Here we are going to study after this, after whatever we have completed yesterday. We had completed yesterday about the resource and its classification. In that classification of resources, we had seen the resources and their classification on the basis of the origin. On the basis of origin, we had seen there two types: biotic resources and abiotic resources. After that, we were there in another classification of resources that was depending upon the exhaustibility. The exhaustibility. Exhaustibility is something where we consider the resources as the renewable and the non-renewable resources. I told you the difference yesterday, what renewable resource and what non-renewable resources. Okay. Renewable resources are those resources which can be renewed with a very short span of time. But non-renewable resources, they are also renewed, but they take a lot of time to be renewed. That one's lifespan can be depleted, or the human being of that age would not be surviving till that time, or would not be living there till that time. That is why those resources are called the non-renewable resources, where they take a lot of time to be renewed. Yesterday we had talked about some minerals and fossil fuels as well. Okay, these are the examples of non-renewable resources. On the basis of ownership, I told you that there the resources can belong to an individual. It may belong to a group of individuals, that is called community resource, and national resources which are boundaried within that nation. One, I told you the example as well of the apples, that the apples are being grown there in Himachal Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir, but those apples are being spread across the country, as that is the national resource and nobody can deny to spread it across the country. After that, international resources, where if we are considering India, so three of the sites are surrounded by water, and through waterways only we do the trades with other countries till 200 miles, sorry, nautical miles. We have our right upon that territory, okay, in the ocean. After that, that becomes the international resource, where that resource can be used by any country. Okay, so till that we had seen yesterday, it was a recap, and even I told you how the resources are being useful for us, and they are not like the free materials which are available in the nature, but they are the resources or materials which are available for our feasibility, not for our misuse. Okay, let us understand now the other classification, the another classification of resources on the basis of status of development. Now, status of development, it tells you the meaning in itself. How is it telling you the meaning? Is it telling you the meaning? It is telling you the meaning in regard of development. See, the world had been started to be, means it has become till date Like the world was not like what is today. Okay. Since that time, since the unknown time, there was a time that is unknown to us. Till that time, let's say 5,000 years ago, that time also the resources were available, and those resources were available in an abundant quantity. In an abundant quantity means large quantity or large volume. But day by day, what happened? Day by day, we started. Day by day, what happened? We started to grow with our population. The population started to be grown very, very rapidly. And all the resources which were abundant there, which were in large quantity, they have now come to the age of extinction. Some are having on their extinction. Understood? But since 5,000 years, the man or human being is using or has been using these resources. Some are renewable, some are not renewable. Till date, means this 4th of July 2022, till this date, we are using those resources. But just think of those human beings or the next generation. In other words, I would say, or in straight word, I would say that the next generation that would also have need of this of these available resources. In that way only what we are using in today, because they are the generation, they are the generation, coming generation, and those are from us only. So development of such resources is very, very important. That is what we are going to study, sustainable development. That is called sustainable development, but that will be learned at the end of the chapter. Okay. So on the basis of development, there are potential resources. I told you what is potential. Potential is something where the resources are available. We did not actually, the resources are available. They are available. But we did not touch them till. They are just like reserves. They are just like reserves. Such resources are found in a region but have not been utilized. They are not being utilized, but they are reserved. But still there is one problem, and that problem is how to use and utilize them. Let's say one example of the resource, and that is mineral, and that is uranium. In Leh and Ladakh region of India, uranium is found in an abundant quantity, in large quantity, but it is under the ice. It is under the ice present in Leh and Ladakh. Suppose the government tries to extract it, so the government would have to melt that ice first, because that layer of ice is very thick. And suppose we do so, that ice would be melting into water, would be transforming into water, and the level of oceans and seas would be increased. Are you getting my point? Is it?
Yes, sir.
Till you are speaking, I will not go ahead. Okay? I'm not teaching the dumb students, I think.
Say you can go ahead.
Such resources include solar, wind, and geothermal energy. Okay, these are potential energies which are not to be exhausted. They are not to be exhausted. They will be present there. Okay, for all the times. The western part of India, that is Gujarat and Rajasthan, have these states are having enormous potential for development of wind and solar energy, but so far these resources have not been developed properly. I told you we have potential, But in that potential, we did not generate any technology there. We did not find out any technology there that it would be, that resource would be working for us. That is yet to be done. Okay, this is what the potential resource is. Potential in the sense what? Again, I am telling you with another example. You are human being and you are going to be human resource for something or someone. Suppose you would be working for any company, so you would be the human resource for that company, and you have your talent, your skills, your knowledge, your intelligence. Okay, and you are using all those things for a company. It means you have potential to use your skills and talents, and the company is taking advantage of that. It is making you to work for it, isn't it? You are a potential resource for the company, as company can make a huge profit using your skills and talent. This is called potential. Okay, potential. Another resource of this development is developed resources. Like these are the actual resources which are surveyed and their quality and quantity have been determined for utilization. The development of resources depends on technology and feasibility. See, these two words are included here. It means developed resources are the resources which today we are using them in actual manner. Today we are using. For example, you are using petroleum. So petroleum is the actual resource that you are using. You are using the appliances. Now what means now also at your home. That is also it is also called a actual resource. Electricity you are using right now. That is also an actual resource. So actual resources are the developed resources which are available to be used by the human being right now. And the use of such resources is totally depending upon the technology and also feasibility. Feasibility means accessibility, that it is very easy or convenient for us to be used. Are you getting the point? That is called the developed resources or the actual resources. In your 8th standard, there it was written as actual resource after potential resource. Okay, have you got it? Have you got the point?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Your voice is too low. Okay. Second thing is, third thing is on the basis of development, that is stock. Have you got with these two first, potential resource and developed resource? Potential in other or another or simple language, potential means those resources which are not used by us right now. Developed resources are those resources which are actually used by us right now. Okay, that's all. And after getting these two things, you may add there of your own answer. Okay, you may add there, you may at least write 6 to 7 lines or 10 lines of your own on the basis of these available information. Can you write there? Isn't it? If suppose the question is being asked in the exam. Stock, material in the environment which have the potential to satisfy human needs, but human beings do not have appropriate technology to access, these are included among stocks. They are available. They are available, but actually we do not use them, or we are not using them only because we did not develop such kind of technology or such kind of accessibility that the resources would be used properly. Okay, so we are doing so we will have to go for some loss as well. So those resources are in stock. Are you getting the point? Yes.
Yes, sir.
What are stock resources?
The resources which we are accessing, but we don't know how to use it, sir.
We don't know how to use them.
Yes.
Others, other students, what are you saying, beta? Other students, Amatullah, Arun, Harini.
Sir, I've only given the answer, sir.
You have given answer. Okay, Deepshika. What do you think, beta? What are the stock resources?
Yes, sir.
What are the stock resources?
Sir, is it like the resources we can't use right now, but it's still there?
See, actually what? Stock resources are the resources. In other words, we can say that these resources are taken place or they have taken lots of, means millions of years to be formed. And if we are seeing economically, they are the fixed resources. They are the fixed resources and they may be supplied, they may be available, but we do not have appropriate technology to access these resources. Are you getting? Okay, this is what the stock resources. And whatever these resources are available there, and suppose somewhat or somehow we are managing to use their little quantity, so we can use ultimately the last quantity, or we can say the least quantity we can use there. Understood? And suppose we are going to extract its limit over there, we do not know the limit, because why are we not knowing the limit of such resources? Because still we did not know the exact measure of such resources. That is why we do not know how much quantity is available of such resources, but we know that the resources are available. But the resources are available. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, water is compound of two inflammable gases, that is oxygen and hydrogen. Yes, we have. What is the formula for water? What is its formula? Formula in the sense, it's scientific name, like this is water. This is water, na? H2O. Is this water?
Yes.
Sir.
Okay. So what is 2 here? What is 2 here?
2 hydrogen atoms.
2 hydrogen atoms and this?
1 oxygen atom.
Okay. No, actually I didn't know. No, that is why I asked. But we do not have the technology to separate these two use as rich resources of energy. Water is having hydrogen and oxygen, both gases, but we did not develop such technology to separate that gas or those gases from water. Otherwise we would have a stock of energy, a lot of energy, because how many percentile of water means the surface of earth is covered with water? 71% water, means the surface of the earth is covered with water. So just imagine if we will able to extract hydrogen and oxygen from water, so we can use that enormously. Okay, these are the stock reserves or stock resources. Reserve. Such resources can be used for meeting future requirements with the available technology, but their use has not been started. They can be used in future to meet the needs and requirements like water in dams, forests, etc. These are also the reserved resources. As suppose we are not reserving them, So it will be, means the problem of imbalance would have to be faced by human being. The problem of imbalance in the ecology. What is ecology, beta? Students, I'm asking you,
Is
Hashvika.
it environment?
Hashvika. Is there Hashvika? Udbhav, can you please tell me, beta? What did I ask you? Okay. What did I ask you, beta? Hello? Is there
Yes, sir.
anyone? Is there anyone? Someone has left the class. Who left? Okay, no matter, no issue, don't tell. So water in dams and forests are reserved as they are providing us a lot of energy and lot of resources. Forest is the hub of resources where we can extract a lot of things as raw material and can be used as, means if we are using it properly, so we can make it use revenue for us. Okay, let us understand now resource development. Now we have seen the classification, and after that we will go for resource development. What is the resource development exactly? Indiscriminate use of resources has caused the following problems. Indiscriminate in the sense recklessly we are using use of resources, and due to this reckless use we have to face such problems. Like first problem is depletion of resources due to the human greed. Accumulation of resources in few hands has divided the society into haves and have not, or the rich and the poor. The environmental pollution, ecological crisis, ozone layer depletion and global warming, and land degradation. These are such problems which have been arised due to the interference of human being in the environment. Due to this. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Harini?
Yes, sir.
Where did you go?
So I disconnected, sir.
Okay. No matter. So this resource development means the human has used or interfered in the environment to use that resource enormously and even recklessly. Therefore, we have to face a lot of problems nowadays. As whatever the vegetable you are eating, those vegetables are not organic, those are inorganic, and they are full with chemicals. Though they are looking very fresh, but they are not fresh. They are fresh due to the use of injection, use of some chemicals. Okay, and we are eating very we are just preparing that food in our house, and we eat that as considering very delicious. Understood? So the depletion of resources for satisfying the greed of the human being. Depletion means what? The reduction or reduce of resources only because of the human greed. As human day by day is becoming very greedy to satisfy his needs. Okay, he thought that he thinks that whatever he is doing right now, that is the development for him. But actually it is not the development, but the destruction to the human life. One day what will happen? All the resources will be exhausted, and those resources which are very, very important and needful on the daily basis to the human being would not be available easily, and there would be definitely crisis would arise in the world only to get those resources, those things to be used. Accumulation of resources in a few hands, like only rich people are getting the powers and poor are becoming poor, poor are becoming poor day by day. Okay, means the society is being turned or divided into the two types or two segments, like rich and poor. Some are having a lot of wealth, and some are not having even 2 times meal. Suppose we are taking example of Ambani. So Ambani even doesn't know how much wealth he has there. That is the aggregate wealth that he puts on Forbes. Aggregate, that is not the exact digit. And he lives in such a bungalow, or we can say the building, where it has in itself a lot of facilities, and the people on the other hand, they are sleeping on the pavements. Even though nowadays the rainy season is going on, okay, rainy season has come, those people are not having the shelter to take rest. This is the widened gap, or sorry, this is the wide gap between the rich and poor in our country. We are not able to now rectify that gap between rich and poor people. This is the use of resource that many of the wealthy people are using the resources, means largely, and some are not having even access. Even some have not seen those resources till now, even in their age of 60 and 70. Okay, and ecological crisis have been increased. Global warming has been increased. Okay, the important layer in our atmosphere, that ozone layer is also depleting. Okay, day by day due to the growth in global warming. And therefore, it is very, very important to plan. What kind of plan? We are talking about this now. To plan to use of resources. We must have to plan to use the resources in a judicious manner, so that what would happen? It would be the best example of sustainable development. It takes place like these resources would go beyond the existing lives, which are providing their coming lives, means coming generation, the same resources, that they would also enjoy the same resources there. Okay, and they would not be deprived of any resource what we are enjoying nowadays. Got it? So development should take place without damaging the environment. Development should take place without damaging the environment, and even development should not compromise actually with the needs of future generations that we have just seen over here. Means we should not play with the coming generation, as it is also aspiring the same thing, that it would also get the same thing. The children who are very small now, young now or younger, those are sitting, those kids are sitting inside the car, they are going with their parents, they are roaming here and there. They would also like to live that luxury life in their lives, isn't it? Would they compromise that no, when I was young, so I used to sit in the car with my parents, and now I will not know, I will be using the bicycle or bike? Would it possible? No. That kid also would require the same system or same resources to be used over there. Okay, now how can we go for the resource development or the planning for development? How can we go for that? Sustainable development, have you got with the point? Sustainable development. Yes, beta. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Students, till sustainable development, we will be stopping here. I will be stopping here. Actually, what this laptop's batteries, you could have seen here. Suppose I'm sharing the screen with you. Can you see the screen? Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
See, only 6 minutes and 7% is remaining, and I did not bring my charger over there. Okay.
Sir, we can only see your notebook, sir.
Huh?
We can only see your notebook, sir.
Okay, only see. Huh? Okay. Means you can't see this only. Huh? This also, no? Right? Okay. So it doesn't matter. Let it be. Means I'll be taking this class, or I will be compensate this class only. Okay. On another day. It means I am free on Wednesday. So on Wednesday I'll be taking this class again. Okay. I will be keeping that, and I'll be letting you know in the group. Got it, beta?
Okay, sir.
So till this, at least you should read properly. Whatever the points I have told you, those points you have to be kept in mind. Okay, while writing in exam, these points are very, very important, and also you have to write the exam in points only. Okay, then only you will get a lot. Means every point you will get the marks over there. Got it?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining the class. Have a nice time. Good night. Bye bye.
Bye, sir. Good night.
Bye, sir. Good night.